WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. It is illegal to share an explicit photo of someone without their permission. Now a bill is going through the legislature, making it clearer on what those penalties can be. It's called the Revenge Porn Bill.
Now there's already a law on the books, but this new bill makes the acts and the charges, as Joey already mentioned, clearer. WCBI's Jory Talley joins us from our newsroom with more on what happens when those pictures get in the wrong hands. Jory?
Andre and Joey, we reported a story yesterday about what happens when a photo lands in the wrong hands. A Columbus man was arrested after posting pictures to social media of pictures that were explicit, that shouldn't have been on there. Law enforcement says that it happens a lot.
Once it's out there, you lose control of it, whether you wanted to or not.
It's when those pictures are posted online, whether it be from the intended person or somebody else gets a hold of them, that's when the law, if the victim hasn't given permission, that's when the law can step in.
College student Miraculous Clemens says she sees it on her Facebook feed a lot.
I just see like seductive pictures of like girls doing things inappropriate to males that they shouldn't do or may feel violated, after they see that it has been posted of them.
Don't take it, don't send it. That's the advice Lowndes County investigator Tony Cooper has when it comes to explicit pictures.
What we have to do on those type cases, be able to prove that there was some circumstance as a result of that picture being posted out there. And like I said, the person lost their job as a result. We can take that into court and see there were damages or there was an injury, as a result of this act.
This MUW freshman says bad pictures getting in the wrong hands is a major issue and thinks the Revenge Porn Bill would help people become more aware.
There are people, who might have bad intentions, and once people get done with the relationships, they might just, misuse the pictures they have of their ex-girlfriends or boyfriends, or, they could just hinder the privacy they used to have.
The misuse of pictures by an ex is what recently happened to Shrejana Shrestha's sister.
She had her pictures with her boyfriend, but what he did was he took all the pictures and made a new Facebook, and he sent all those pictures to all her friends, and it quite went throughout the college.
The Porn Bill still has to go through the House before it can be passed. If it's passed, it'll go into effect July 1st of this year. Back to the studio.
All right, Jory Talley with that information for us tonight. A Columbus man is sentenced to 20 years in prison for breaking another man's neck. Johnny Bonner pled guilty to aggravated assault this morning. District Attorney Scott Colomb says Bonner slammed Charles Moody on his head, breaking Moody's neck back in 2013. Bonner was arrested in connection with a shooting incident in March of 2016.
Tupelo Water and Light is warning customers about a phone scam. Some customers say someone called to tell them their service would be disconnected because of a past due bill. The scammer then tells the person to send money. However, the utility never calls customers about overdue bills. They send notices through the mail. Starkville Electric has had similar reports. If you get a call like this, get a phone number or a name and report it to law enforcement.
An elderly Calhoun County man dies in an early morning house fire. Sheriff Greg Pollin says the call came in about 7:20 when deputies and firefighters got there to the house on County Road 306. It was fully involved. 77-year-old David Walls was found inside the house. The state fire marshal and county fire investigators were on the scene today and are now trying to determine what caused that blaze. Meanwhile, Tupelo fire investigators confirmed what a family member shared with WCBI News yesterday. A preliminary investigation shows a space heater most likely caused this fire that killed a Tupelo man. Billie Jean Conaway died from smoke inhalation after the blaze at his South Green Street home Wednesday morning. The space heater was in Conaway's room. A woman was rescued from the fire. She was airlifted to a Jackson Burn Center. Her condition and identity are not known. Time for a first look at our forecast. We'll turn things over now to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Right now, pretty nice under 57 degrees in West Point. Southwesterly breezes now at about 7 miles per hour. The air is still pretty dry out there, so temperatures will continue to cool into the 40s and 30s later on this evening and tonight. 52 in Columbus at the Air Force Base, 58 in Tupelo, 64 in Macon. Here's our planner for this evening. A lot of 50s early and then mid-40s by 11 o'clock, but we stay clear all evening long. Now, last night we were down into the 30s and upper 20s. Tonight, 30s, about 37 degrees, give or take, and it gets warmer from here. The full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. So far, Mississippi lawmakers have not been able to agree this session on a comprehensive long-term plan to pay for highways and bridges. House Speaker Philip Gunn says a proposed internet sales tax could generate some money. Gunn also wants an independent group to evaluate the need for construction and repair. The Mississippi Economic Council and the State Chamber of Commerce are pushing for an additional $375 million a year for highways and bridges. Leaders from both groups say most of that money should come from higher fuel taxes or taxes on vehicle licenses. Well, Starkville drivers are about to see some big changes on Highway 12. Construction could start in a matter of weeks on a project that will bring medians to that busy highway.
WCBI's Victoria Bailey spends the day in Starkville learning more about the plan. She joins us live with more. Victoria.
That's right, Joey and Andrea. Signs warning drivers are already up right here on Highway 12. Now, the Mississippi Department of Transportation says drivers will be much safer once the project is complete, but business owners are worried about their bottom line.
Transportation officials say Starkville Highway 12 has too many crashes.
The Highway 12 route in Starkville represents the highest accident rate per capita of any state road north of the Jackson metro area. And after we had seen an increasing number of accidents over the years, we went back and did what we refer to as a safety audit, which looks at the nature of those accidents. And in the course of 5 years, we found that we had 1,664 crashes on this very short portion of Highway 12 in Starkville.
Now, a 2 to 3 year project will be broken into phases and medians will be placed along the roads. State and federal dollars are paying for the paving. Backstage music owner Alec McBroom says this project could put the brakes on his steady business.
The big thing is we don't know how it's going to impact the ability of our customers to get into our business. As I understand it, there will be no left turns on Highway 12 in the business area. That's several miles of no left turns. So this is going to make it much more difficult for half of our customers to get in.
Northern District Transportation Commissioner Mike Taggart says the improvements go beyond just adding a median.
We're improving the traffic signal upgrades throughout the corridor, which is going to help us tremendously with congestion problems as well. We're correcting some site-specific turning radius movements that have needed some attention for some time now.
McBroom says he's worried about his customer safety once construction's done.
Are there accidents on 12? Sure. They're not at 60 miles an hour. These are low-speed impacts, people driving in the center lane, or they're mostly bumper benders. We're talking about small insurance claims. Will those go away? Those particular ones will go away, but what's going to happen when everybody's trying to turn left down here at a red light? Are we swapping one problem for another? I don't know.
Mayor Parker Wiseman supports the traffic changes.
It's a very exciting project for us. This is a substantial investment that MDOT is making in our community, and it's an improvement that our citizens will notice. Long term, we hope the business impact will be quite positive in freshening the appearance of the entire corridor. In the long run, that should be good for business.
Now, Taggart did not have a specific date for when construction would begin, but it should be in the next few weeks. In Starkville, I'm Victoria Bailey for WCBI News. Guys.
All right, thanks, Victoria. West Point Mayor Robbie Robinson is the center of attention at today's Rotary Club meeting. Robinson presented his State of the City address. He highlighted the city's financial issues and ensuring a stable budget. The mayor also talked about help used to increase activities at community parks.
Zuber Park, Marshall Park, Sportsplex, Jesse Harmon, and I wanted to show that we've had some grants that have increased the activity there and the usability of these parks, and I'm real pleased about that.
Robinson says he hopes everyone walked away looking forward to a positive future for the city. The Friendly City is getting a little statewide recognition.
We take a look at who's bringing home the hardware when WCBI News at 6 comes right back.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back. An area business leader gets a statewide honor today. The Mississippi Business Journal honored Nancy Carpenter as its Businesswoman of the Year. Carpenter is CEO of Visit Columbus. She was one of 10 finalists for that honor. Carpenter is also a wingman at Columbus Air Force Base. Joe Max Higgins of The Link, the CEO of The Link, got the Business Person of the Year award earlier, so congratulations to both of them.
An area banker and a store manager are recognized for their service to the community. Sam Johnson, the CEO of the Caledonia branch of the Bank of Vernon, and Matt Christian of Shop and Save Grocery were recognized by the Salvation Army with the I Am a Shield award. They were singled out for their participation in the Christmas Red Kettle campaign.
This was a total volunteer effort, and that's what makes it so good that the people did this, so we're eternally grateful. The overall total was just over 80,000, which is good.
Each month, the I Am Shield Award is given to area residents who are dedicated to making their community better.
Otherwise, across the region right now, pretty mild, and we get even warmer as we get into the weekend and beyond. The latest forecast is next.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Here's our Alpha Insurance time lapse from downtown Columbus this afternoon into the early evening hours. There goes Mr. Sun. We had a few patches of smoke in the area today. It looks like some fields being burned off today around the region. But you can see a little bit of it right there on the distant horizon. But generally speaking, we are clear across our viewing area. And because we are clear, we are going to have a pretty good view of a very bright Venus and fairly bright Mars on the western horizon this evening. So if you see a couple of bright objects out west in the sky, that's what they are, Venus and Mars shining tonight. This is our satellite radar. We got nothing going on here, folks. You know that. It's been sunny all day long, and temperatures right now into the 50s, cooling on down into the 50s after our highs today in the 60s. Now, tonight we will continue to cool into the mid to upper 30s around our viewing area, so not quite as cold as what we experienced last night, but still chilly out there. You'll need a jacket. We'll quickly warm up into the 50s and then 60s tomorrow, pushing 70 in Tupelo and New Albany, all the way up to Boonville 68, around 70, if not into the low 70s farther south. Same story in West Alabama. Initially a lot of sunshine, but high clouds will build in as we go throughout the course of the day. If you're going to MSU for the baseball game, the home opener at 4 o'clock, around 70 in Starkville, falling into the low 60s by 6 o'clock. Much the same story in Oxford. Both games starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Pretty nice weather, 60s and then lower 60s by 6 o'clock. That is our Friday. Now, notice these showers blossoming in West Texas. This is associated with a little upper area of low pressure that will be moving on through the deep south, and that will give us a Chance for a few showers, actually, as we get into your Saturday. But for tonight, we are clear. Tomorrow morning, a lot of sunshine. Notice how these high clouds stream in as we get into the afternoon and evening. There are those rain chances Saturday. We may not see as many as what you see there with Futurecast, but there's still a suggestion that there will be some showers around and some clouds. And because of that, it will be a little bit cooler Saturday versus Friday. So we're going to ballpark our high on Friday around 70, 66 or so Saturday with that 30% chance of rain. But then look at that, Sunday, partly cloudy, 75 degrees, pushing the upper 70s on Monday. Will some spot get to 80? Can't rule it out. It's going to be really warm, 75 on Tuesday, and still in the 70s Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, coming up, high school football coaching news, and we preview the opening weekend in college baseball. That's coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
It has been a wild offseason in high school football. Coaches are moving on, going elsewhere, stepping down. We thought the hiring of Ben Ashley at Choctaw County would be the final move from our area last week, but it is not. We confirmed earlier this afternoon that North Pontotoc head football coach Brian Sutton is stepping down after 7 seasons with the Vikings. Sutton tells WCBI that he will be North Pontotoc High School's new principal. Sutton went 61-28 in his 7 years as head coach at North Pontotoc. He led the Vikings to division championships in 3 of the last 4 seasons and playoff appearances in every season that he was the head coach. Sutton is a North Pontotoc graduate and says he's looking forward to the new challenge that awaits him. To baseball now, and starting tomorrow, we return to the diamond, and baseball is back in our lives. Makes us all feel all warm and cuddly inside because both MSU and Ole Miss are back on the diamond. They got difficult weekends ahead coming up. Here's the weekend slates for both the Bulldogs and Rebels. By the way, all these games will be online-only broadcasts, so you either go to Dudy Noble or Swayze, or you can watch it online. It will not be on TV, but through the magic of technology and television and moving pictures, we will have highlights up for you every night this week. Starting with MSU, they'll start with Texas Tech at 4 p.m. on Friday, Saturday at 4 against Western Illinois, and then Sunday will be a doubleheader. For Ole Miss, a little bit more difficult. A top 10 team in East Carolina. The Pirates boast a really strong team that made a pretty deep run in the postseason last year. Pirates and Rebels will square off Friday at 4, Saturday at 1:30, and Sunday at 12. We will have highlights from all the games coming up this weekend right here on WCBI Sports. To college hoops, and tonight Mississippi State returns to the hardwood to keep their run in the SEC going as they attempt to keep pace with South Carolina in the women's SEC race. The hopes to keep the Gamecocks may trip up in the Southeastern Conference race, and MSU wants to be there to pounce on that opportunity. Your Thursday night schedule getting ready to tip off at Humphrey Coliseum. MSU will face the other Bulldogs in Georgia, 7 p.m. tip time. That'll be an online-only game. You get to see Matt Insel and the Rebels on the SEC Network. That is an 8 p.m. tip-off time from the Pavilion. SEC standings, just a quick run-through for the women's basketball standings. MSU and South Carolina still sit atop. Texas A&M, Kentucky are on the upper half, along with Missouri, Tennessee, and LSU. You see Ole Miss down there at 4-8. There's just one team in the SEC this year in women's basketball with a losing overall record. That happens to be Vanderbilt. So overall, a very strong conference that's projected to get 7 to 8 teams going into the NCAA women's basketball tournament, which, by the way, bracketology currently, according to ESPN, has 8 teams in from the SEC. MSU and South Carolina currently picked as number 1 seeds as of right now. Now, one projection from ESPN has MSU in the Stockton, California region, so Bulldog fans will have to go all the way over to the West Coast to see MSU play if they make it into the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 rounds, according to this one projection. Still a long way to go, so we'll continue to monitor it for you. And congratulations to Mantachi's Gabe Reeves. He has signed with Northeast Community College to play football. 6'3", 280-pounder, plays on the offensive line. Was a late signing. We've had a couple of those around our area, and Gabe is another one of those that is expected to be very impressive when he gets to Boonville. So congratulations to Gabe. Coming up tonight, big night of hoops. You have MSU and Ole Miss women in action. High school playoffs continuing. Also ICC and Northeast facing off. So if you like basketball, like me, you're going to be in luck. We have plenty of it for you coming up at 10.
All right.
Thanks, Robbie. We'll be right back.
All right, we have a programming note to share for those of you who may have missed your favorite daytime programming due to the President's press conference. The Young and the Restless will air in its entirety at 12:35 a.m. after the Late Late Show with James Corden, and then The Bold and the Beautiful will follow at 1:35 a.m. So be sure to set your DVRs, or some of you may just stay up because you want to see it.
I'm going to be staying up because I'll get in about 11 o'clock tonight. I'll stay up and watch the Late Late Show. I'm
Pop some popcorn.
Get ready for Victor Newman tonight.
Yeah,
okay.
why not?
I'll be asleep.
Hey, come on, Joey, doing the fun. All right, 7-day forecast shows 70 degrees tomorrow. A little bit cooler Saturday with a rain chance, but we're back into the springy 70s Sunday.
All right, looks like a good weekend around here.
Yeah, you can't beat it. And college baseball.
There you go.
coming back.
Perfect weather for it.
Yeah, indeed. All right, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Have a great night.
Good night.